Hello everyone and welcome to Ethiopian Broadcasting Corporation, our Easter holiday special program. First of all, I'd like to say happy Easter for all Christians. After fasting for the last consecutive 2 months, now today you are celebrating Easter holiday, which is a grand occasion among Christian religion followers. I would like to say happy Easter for all who are marking this celebration, for Ethiopians and non-Ethiopians who are watching this program from across the world. In this special occasion, I am joined by Ambassador Suhak. He is Ambassador of Armenia to Ethiopia. We are going to spend unforgettable time together. Please do stay with us. I am Mugayo Mulana. We are celebrating Easter holiday, which is the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Stay tuned. Thank you very much, Ambassador Sak, for joining me on Ethiopian Broadcasting Corporation on this special occasion and your willingness to spend Easter holiday together. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much and welcome. Enkuan Matacho. I know about Ethiopian Broadcasting Corporation. It's one of the, let's say, leading media outlets of the country. And thank you for your interest and welcome again to our new premises of our embassy.
All right, Ambassador. Before we move on to the actual questions I have designed for you for this special occasion, first of all, let me give you a chance for you to extend your happy Easter message for those who are watching.
Taking this opportunity, I would like to extend my congratulations and the warmest regards and best wishes to our Ethiopian brothers and sisters celebrating Easter this year. This year the Easter is celebrated by all Christians, the Orthodox, Protestant, Catholics, etc., on the same day, which is April 20th. It's very important because it's also the holiday for the unity. So if we celebrate this important event together on the same day, it brings more value to those who are celebrating around the world. So again, the best wishes to our Ethiopian brothers and sisters, those who are celebrating Easter, and saying Melkam Fasika.
Right, Ambassador. It is a crystal clear that Ethiopians and Armenians are diplomatic as well religious relations dates back to centuries. Because these two countries are under the umbrella of Oriental Orthodoxy, right? So how do you see Ethiopians and Armenians' diplomatic ties?
Well, recently, just 2 years ago, we marked 30th anniversary of the modern diplomatic relations between our two countries. It's 3-0, not, the long, let's say, period for old nations like Ethiopians and Armenians. Of course, the ties between our two nations, countries, date back to ancient times. As you may know, since then, our relationship has grown, and we've seen the positive dynamics, and yet there is still more to be done to meet expectations of our people. Throughout centuries, Ethiopia and Armenia had strong sectarian diplomatic relations through the linkage of Oriental Orthodoxy. The Ethiopian-Armenian community made a significant contribution to our relationship, to bring our nations together, to unite, bridging us, and also lasting contributions to the modernization and development of Ethiopia, be it in the fields of art, education, industry, government, so wide range of involvement. They've been actually embraced by Ethiopians, and they became a part of your society. So they reestablished their lives here with the help of Ethiopians and try to contribute back to the country's development. By assigning its first resident ambassador to Ethiopia, I'm privileged to be the first resident ambassador of my country to Ethiopia. Armenia hopes that this move will bring new impetus to developing our relations even further between our friendly nations. There is an untapped potential to further our cooperation in various fields such as education, culture, and tourism, science and technology, innovation, IT, digitization, agriculture, food processing, healthcare. So it's a wide range of, let's say, areas that we are currently utilizing as a potential areas of cooperation. Capacity building also something that we can share, share also experiences, best practices with our Ethiopian partners, brothers and sisters. The visit of our foreign minister to Ethiopia, first ever visit a few years ago, and also a visit of the state minister of Ethiopia in charge of innovation and technology to Armenia, again, a few years ago. Also establishing our embassy about 5 years ago, been important milestones for our relationship. And also we have a good track record in collaboration within international organizations such as United Nations. And as landlocked developing countries, Armenia and Ethiopia, we have also some collaboration when it comes to LLDC countries, landlocked developing countries. And we work together to keep the priorities of LLDC countries high within UN agenda and also in the agendas of other international organizations. In 2026, 1 year from now, we will be hosting in Yerevan, the capital city of Armenia, a major international event. It's a 17th, the conference of Convention of UN Convention of Biological Diversity. It's called COP17. It's an important global environmental convention regulating international efforts in the areas of environmental sustainability, biodiversity. And we look forward to the participation, high-level participation of our Ethiopian partners.
Definitely, I'd like to say thank you for your detailed description. Let us focus on this question. Of course, you have mentioned it earlier. In terms of religion, both countries, Ethiopia as well as Armenia, are under the umbrella of ancient Orthodox Oriental churches, right? So in this regard, so what does it mean, or what does Ethiopia means for Armenia?
Well, good question, thank you. The both nations share ancient Christian traditions, as you also been referring to, with the Armenian Apostolic Church and the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church being among oldest Christian churches in the world. As you may know, we both are part of ancient Oriental Orthodoxy, which are in communion with each other. So there are 5-6 churches that the closest one in terms of theology and religion and the practice, and we are the two of those churches. This creates a certain spiritual and cultural the kinship that is quite profound. And we need to exert additional efforts for cementing and also revitalizing these traditional spiritual bonds. I think it would be beneficial for both countries to pursue even greater engagement, not only on the diplomatic level, but also in the dimension of religion and the spiritual dimensions. Just like in Ethiopia, in Armenia, alongside our, let's say, the main church, which is Armenian Apostolic Church, we have also Protestant and Catholic churches. Those are deeply rooted in Armenian culture and also the history, as well as even Muslim community. Many may not know, but Armenia is home to several significant minority populations enjoying freedom of worship and political rights. And the largest among these communities are Yazidis and the Syrians, who are stateless people. But they enjoy very much freedom, linguistic, political, etc. in Armenia, and they have their schools, their cultural centers, etc., whose rights are enshrined in our constitution.
After fasting for the consecutive 2 months, Christians are celebrating Easter, which is the resurrection of Jesus Christ, right? So today we are at the verge of celebrating Easter. So what does it mean for all Christians as well for both countries?
As I said at the beginning, Easter is one of the most important celebrations for Christians around the world. It celebrates the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead, which is the cornerstone of Christian faith. This event symbolizes the victory over the dead, so it's very symbolic in that sense as well, offering hope, renewal, and overcoming past difficulties. For both countries, our history was based on blood, unfortunately, and challenges in fighting impossible odds. However, we managed to not only to survive, but not only to overcome those difficulties, challenges, and first of all, because our faith, and also not only survive, but also develop and also preserve our identity and the cultural traditions. Perseverance and the constant fight for our loved ones, for our identity, has been with both of our nations throughout many centuries. In this context, Easter emerges more than a sacred tradition. It becomes a compass for reflection and a call to nation building in a way. So both nations, as ancient civilizations with deep-rooted Christian heritage, understand the importance of cultural continuity amid complex geopolitical environments and also turbulences that the world is going through now. Both churches played a crucial role in preserving the identity of our respective nations, having withstood empires, invasions, even occupations by others, and yet both managed to preserve their distinct identities based on traditions and craving for freedom from occupants. It is good that, as I said, this year the Christians around the world, they celebrate on the same day, Easter, 20th of April. So in both countries, Christianity has played immensely important role in shaping our identities for over 1,700 years already.
In Ethiopia, or Ethiopians most of the time celebrate this kind of grand holidays by gathering together with relatives, families, and so on and so forth, and cherish happiness. So do you have a unique features of celebrating Easter in Armenia? Could you please share us that experience, and what is the role and the meaning of is in terms of peace promoting or promoting peace?
On Great Saturday evening, the Holy Liturgy of Easter Eve held in Armenian churches, in Armenia and also diaspora. Since we are talking about diaspora, we have a quite extensive diaspora communities around the world, just like Ethiopians as well. So that's another commonality or similarity we share. So we start Saturday, it's Easter Eve, with the liturgy. And then Easter itself, next day, Sunday, we call Easter Zatig in our language. So the main celebration of Easter begins, as I said, on Sunday with the solemn morning Mass, the church service. Armenians, they bring eggs to church to consecrate, and then in the family, the circle, they do this eggs fight together. Huh? I don't know if in Ethiopia, I haven't seen that. If you have this tradition of fighting eggs, the color eggs, it's only for Easter. Huh? So that's, let's say, one of the main cultural traditions that we have for celebration. So on the day, everyone greets, resurrection of Christ, saying the Christ is risen from the dead. And in response, we say, we are supposed to answer, the blessed is resurrection of Christ. In Armenian, if we translate, it will be Christos հարյավ իմ մեռելոց, and in response you say, Օրհնյալ է հարությունը Քրիստոսի. So, of course, we have traditional Easter table. It is always wine, because the wine is a symbol of God's chosen people. And if this wine from grapes grown at the foot of biblical Mount Ararat, I'm sure you heard about Mount Ararat, it's in the Bible, when the Noah's Ark actually landed, then the table is doubly joyous or beautiful. So there is always a lot of fresh herbs, different kinds on the table. And then, of course, we have a sweet pilaf of rice, raisins, and other dried fruits inside. Dessert is usually Armenian gata. It's a special type of cookie, let's say, that we have in Armenia. And the most important, as I said, most important attribute are colored eggs. It can be a red color, different, let's say, variety of red, burgundy, which symbolize for Christians the blood of the crucified Jesus Christ. So, as you may know, that Jesus Christ forgave those who persecuted him. I want to cite from Luke, from the Bible. He said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. So I believe there are some lessons to be harnessed from the Bible, definitely. Armenia has recently finalized its negotiations with neighboring country, Azerbaijan, negotiations on the peace treaty text. We are committed to peace despite ongoing acts of aggression and occupation of our sovereign territories by our eastern neighbor. In the spirit of the Christian values, we hold firm in our conviction that peace is not only possible but essential, and alternative is always the war. So yes, we know the path ahead will not be easy. The wounds of the generations run deep, but we also believe in the power of healing, courage, and the shared future where our children can grow up free from war and hatred. On the second note, you answered, for the shared spirit and values that we have between our countries, between Armenia and Ethiopia, we both embrace tolerance and diversity. So by joining hands, we can set an example for others together to promote values for tolerance and reconciliation. So, which is basically the message of Easter as well, in a way, in different platforms, bilaterally or multilaterally, and within international organizations. We believe hosting a joint conference in Yerevan or in Addis Ababa on the important matters of peace and reconciliation. Reconciliation would be beneficial not only for ourselves, both parties, but also for international community. I don't know if you're aware or not, back in 1965, at the initiative of Emperor Haile Selassie, Addis Ababa hosted the first conference or meeting of the heads of Oriental churches, all ancient Oriental churches here, and our Catholicos participated. So revitalizing this tradition to bring together the heads of our churches, our spiritual leaders, after, 60 years, would be very meaningful. It can be hosted in Armenia, in Yerevan, or in Addis Ababa, or elsewhere, in any country or within the Oriental Orthodoxy. So the launching direct flights utilizing Ethiopian Airlines capacity would be also very beneficial for our people-to-people contacts, in our view, and also for the interaction between our religious leaders, and also to promote the tourism flow in general between our countries. It will be important for pilgrimage sites, as well, to be visited by both people, Armenians and Ethiopians. When I meet Ethiopians here, they learn that from Armenia. First thing they say, you are not foreigner, French, you are one of us. So because of our strong historical ties and bonds, and similarly, when in Armenia you say, I'm from Ethiopia, and they meet Ethiopians, or they come across to Ethiopians about Ethiopia, they always say, the Ethiopians are the closest people for us in Africa. So, in other words, there is this potential between our two nations, two countries, to visit each other's pilgrimage sites for the religious tourism as well. There is a big potential. That's why, the direct flights between our two countries would be very helpful in that sense. Furthermore, we consider Ethiopia as a gateway to the rest of sub-Saharan Africa, to reach out other African nations.
While promoting the essence of Easter ahead of time, how do both countries cement ties or cooperate or support each other in areas of economy, diplomacy, and so on and so forth?
Yeah, translating this into the, let's say, modern international relations, it should be stressed that Armenia and Ethiopia actively contributed to international efforts aimed at, peace and security, preservation of the peace and security over the past decades. Armenia is one of the few countries that contributed to peace missions, peacekeeping missions, both within United Nations and also NATO missions. In Kosovo, Iraq, Afghanistan, Lebanon, and even in Africa, Mali. So we are well aware of Ethiopia's decades-long experience in peacekeeping, which particularly happened in the continent, African continent. Within United Nations peacekeeping forces or the missions, African Union peacekeeping missions in Somalia, Darfur, Abyei, in South Sudan. So Ethiopia made a very big contribution to the peacekeeping in general. So we can learn from your experience, for Ethiopian experience, because the symbol of Easter also the peace. So translating into the modern diplomatic affairs, and given also the present and past membership of Ethiopia in the UN Security Council, and also the ongoing membership to African Union Peace and Security Council, and also considering Armenia's our candidacy to UN Security Council for 2032-2033 non-permanent membership. So we sincerely hope that dialogue will be reinforced and stability and long-lasting peace will prevail in our respective regions and also around the world. I'm positive that through a shared vision for the future and long-standing civilizational and cultural ties that enjoyed between our two countries and nations, we can bolster and diversify our partnership.
All right, Ambassador Sak, I hope we have had very interesting time together. To wrap up, could you please extend a message for your families, relatives who are living in Armenia before we conclude our today's special program?
Well, thank you again for this opportunity. I would like again to extend our warmest greetings and best wishes to Ethiopians celebrating upcoming Easter, and also to all those around the world, all Christians, with happy Easter. Again, Melkam Fasika.
All right, viewers, this concludes our today's Easter special holiday, which is the resurrection of Jesus Christ. All Christians who are living around the world are celebrating this grand occasion. For that end, I was joined by Ambassador Sakis, Ambassador of Armenia to Ethiopia. We have had a very interesting time together. He shared us his deep experiences, deep knowledge regarding both countries, diplomatic, religious, and other ties. I hope you have enjoyed the program, and once again I would like to say happy for those who are celebrating this grand occasion. I am Wagayo Mulena. This concludes our program, but before that, Ambassador Saak is going to invite me a cup of coffee together with Ethiopian coffee ceremony. Stick around other programs of Ethiopian Broadcasting Corporation.